Hey everybody, it's Andrew and welcome back to Sunrider Liberation, the Return Massacre. Return to Massacre. Return to the yeah, so welcome back to these. Last we left off, well, it started off as route. I went through the fire and the flames, and we need to regroup with Ava. Let's go. It says, yeah. The two of them made the way to the bridge. Crap, we better tread carefully. If the other Kato shields is still in the bridge, all hell will break loose when I wander in. Send the decoy in first. Claude, poke your head into the bridge and tell me if my other self is inside. Alright. Claude leaned into the bridge and looked around. Sure enough, he saw... Sorry, what? Claude leaned into the bridge and looked around. Sure enough, I think we just learned something very interesting about our dear friend Claude here. Sure enough, he saw Ava occupied while speaking to their shields. No go, Captain. The commander's busy talking with your version. Damn. Shields pondered his options. Ava would have foreseen something like this happening. Maybe she left us a clue somewhere else. Come on, I have an idea what to search next. Shields led Claude back to the deck zero. Let's go rummaging through her drawers. Shield stopped in front of the executive officer's quarters and swiped his command ID on the door's reader. To his relief, the gate opened. Good, looks like Ava prepared ahead of time. He snuck in and found a note on the opposite side of the door. Pursuing a possible lead, we'll rendezvous later, Godspeed. But Ava, you forgot to tell me just what this lead was. This doesn't help me much. He stepped back outside and spoke to Claude. Looks like Ava's onto something, but doesn't quite know what yet. We'll have to proceed without her for now. You know, I don't know about that woman, Captain. I don't know about you, really. I mean, you're not one to talk. Shields ignored Claude's doubts. If I recall correctly, Chigara's in his sickbay right now. The Liberty suffered a hit to its shoulder maneuvering valve during the battle in my timeline. If history is still playing back the same way as before, neither Kato Shields would have admitted her to the sickbay just on the safe side, despite Chigara not sustaining any major injuries. This is the best chance we'll have at capturing her. We'll just have to go to sickbay right now and take her. Actually, there's another problem. Okay, right, here we go. So, for the most part, things have continued effectively the same as they had before, except in this instance, Ava was not present during the scene in the vacant crew quarters, along with Shields and Claude. Maybe the names, or whatever. But there was, because we've done this the loud way, the door got got busted down, and now we're here. So you're making a mistake. The girl's not who you think she is, and just if you are, Shields lost his words when another face emerged from the wall of Marines. We have secured the room, Captain. However, still no trace of the other imposter. She may have managed to escape using the ground access hatch. Ava? What's she doing? Wasn't she supposed to be helping me? Was she the one who set me up? Shields' head spun as the woman he had put his trust in apparently backstabbed him without a second thought. Now, here's what I'm wondering. Did she actually the whole time suspect that the Shields here was actually a prototype and she was just playing along or something? In which case, yeah, getting the hollow would have been the right idea if that was true. Okay, take him away, boys. We can find out what he's after once he's secured in the brig. Resume the search for the imposter. Keep the ship on high alert until she's been found. Understood, sir. As the Marines pushed Shields towards the brig, he tried to face Ava. Ava, did she betray me? Was Claude right? Was she seriously so devoted to the rules that she assumed all this time I couldn't possibly be the real Kato Shields? Or is she so seriously so devoted to protocol that she's just blindly obeying everything their Kato Shields is saying? No, wait. She said she was pursuing a lead. Could that mean she's found something, and all this is part of her plan to stop Chigara? But if I'm wrong about that, I could end up locking the brig for the remainder of the battle. What do I do? This would probably kill me. Fuck it. It's do or die time. I can't afford to be in prison here. Looks like I've got to call off his bluff. As she was being escorted away by two armed Marines, he ducked down and swept his leg into one of the escorts, knocking him off his feet. In a connected movement, he tore off the escort's rifle from his grasp as the escort fell and dug the nozzle of the gun into the other escort's helmet like a bayonet. Arg! Ava spun around to face Shields as the wall of Marines readied their weapons. Shit, non-lethals only. Don't kill. Shields dived to the floor as he was standing on a moment ago was pulverized with shot pellets. Fuck, I gotta get out of here. Arg! He spun back to his feet and bolted down the hallway. I gotta find cover. Shields burst into the crowded mess hall with the surprised looks of the crew. Captain? The crewman's eyes widened when Shields leaped over his table, thoroughly scattering his tray of roast beef and mashed potatoes across the table. Just then a squad of Marines burst after Shields. Holy! The crewman fell off his bench as the Marines chased after Shields, thoroughly smashing the entire table he was previously eating on into little plastic fragments. Unbelievable! Shields ducked behind a table as the shot pellets bounced all around him, filling the air with the smell of burning wires. Never thought I'd be hunted down in my own damn mess hall. He held up a large plastic chair like a shield and made his way towards the hallway opposite to where he had entered. I've got to come up with an escape plan. I won't be able to run like this forever. Hello. Just as he reached the opposite end of the mess hall, a second squad of Marines poured in front of him. Surrounded. Is this... Shields couldn't even finish his stop before he was sprayed with shot rounds from every direction. Gagarga. His body convulsed on the floor as alternating electric currents coursed through his muscles. No. Ava. He lost consciousness as the Marines surrounded him. T-minus blank. Shields came to inside a holding tank in the brig. The entire ship shook and swayed as if taking kinetic rounds, hits from every direction. Ugh, what happened? The ship had already lost most of its power. Another hit shook the floor, nearly throwing Shields off his feet. Did the battle already begin? No, wait. This is... A dark realization dawned on him, spreading a black pool of horror throughout his body. Ava crashed into the brig, clutching her bloodied stomach. She dragged herself to a cell and punched the cell's button. She fell immediately as the door opened into Shield's arms. Ava, what happened? He applied pressure to Ava's wound. I was too late. Chigara's dead, but the massacre still occurred as before. I took a hit from a hunter drone just as I managed to get to Chigara. If I had been a few seconds quicker. Ava, but I thought you were... I found out that our chief engineer had a backup plan in case our identity was ever discovered. She built a back door into our main reactor so she could shut down the entire ship remotely. I had to stop you from kidnapping Chigara before she disabled the ship. It was the only way. No. Shield's face lost all pigmentation, sweat dripped down his neck. Ava had been inside the whole time. It was actually him who was wandering towards the trap, and Ava who was desperately trying to stop his mistake. Fucking figures. Makes sense. Then, it's just like before. The last time I didn't trust Ava when she warned me about Chigara, and now all this happened because I failed to trust her again. Damn. No. Everything is my fault. I betrayed you again, and now... Get out of here. You know the other Kato Shield's planning a suicide attack on Machiavelli Actual. There's nothing more for you to do here. No, Shields looked down in defeat. I'm sorry. I should have trusted you. You only realize that now? Ava coughed up blood as her eyes lost focus. Idiot. Leave me here. And save yourself. Her body stiffened as her spirit finally left. Shields howled and pounded the floor. You can't... I came back to save everyone. What the hell is the point if you die too? I didn't want this. Tears streamed down his face as he realized that he had merely made the new future even worse. His mission had been an abject failure. At least in his own timeline, Ava was still alive. What will happen now? His mind went blank as despair flooded him. The voice of his other self echoed through the brig. Today, the Sunrider stood her ground. We did not run, but protected all those we hold dear until we fell back into the black night. We did not falter in our defense of our family. Today we perish to save our home. No. In the end, I only fail once more. He closed his eyes as a massive explosion engulfed the brig. Everyone, I'm sorry. A shield filled his body, vaporized as the Sunrider collided into Machiavelli Actual. The opposite end of the brig came flying towards him as the entire ship compressed from the force of the impact. He died the instant the wall of fire crushed him. Ah, looks like you messed up, Captain, and you made the future even worse than before by getting Ava killed. Mo, you seriously thought you could escape from a squad of armed marines by yourself? Did you forget that you're not the only one with superpowers in this story, Captain? Try again, and this time, choose a Trust Ava. Thank you for condescending. Patronizing me, I mean. Okay. I'll just have to trust Ava. She'll decide to play along for now. Just one more thing. Just one more thing. Ava, check the hollow inside the room. One of the Marines pounded Shields in the gut with the butt of his rifle. She looks very unimpressed. Shut up. Grr, grr, grr. He felt two strong hands grip his shoulders and drag him to the brig. Ah, back's getting stiff. Shields faced his doppelganger as he spoke to the other. Trust me, I am okay. This is. Well, the Shields up the brig, obviously sighed as if the second was inevitable, but was disappointed it come to pass anyways. Right. She merely held out her outstretched palm and put it up against the glass. Oh, I do get a smile. Ava? Of course, she's sending me a message not to worry. She's already come with a plan to stop Chigara, and me getting captured was just part of that plan. Fucking chess master here. Shields outstretched his hand and put his palm up against hers. This was their oath. They would work together until the very end to avert the tragic future. The faintest trace of a smile appeared on Ava's face before she withdrew her hand. With a nod, she faced him one last time before leaving the brig. Now, let's see what Ava has planned. A short time later, he heard someone knock on the holding tank. She looked up to see Ava on the opposite side of the glass. She pressed the button to open the cell door. Ava? She immediately handed him a new set of captain's uniforms. Come on, I'm getting you out of here. I've managed to get my hands on a new set of authorization codes to go along with the uniform. They'll be able to access the same parts of the ship as before that. It won't be long until security comes back. Escape through the emergency maintenance shaft and meet me inside Life Pod 15 where there are no cameras. You understand? Yeah. Ava spun around and left the brig as quickly as she appeared. With that, Shields quickly put on his uniform and escaped into the maintenance shaft as ordered. As ordered. Even he's finally starting to get the gist that he is not truly the one in charge here. He just kind of... He's a figurehead, really. He entered Life Pod 15 installed by Ava and found her waiting inside. She stood and faced him. What happened? Did those shields catch on to me? No, your capture was actually my doing. Really? Then why'd you do that? Following what you told me about the chief engineer, I naturally investigated all the modifications she made to our ship's systems to guard against the risk of sabotage. During the investigation, I discovered a logic bomb embedded in the main reactor's controls, wherein the chief engineer could remotely deactivate the entire ship. No doubt, yet another insurance policy the prototypes prepared in case the chief's identity was found out. Shortly afterwards, I discovered that you were about to kidnap the chief and step right into the prototype trap. Given the circumstances, I had no choice but to assemble the ship's security and detain you before you made a fatal mistake. Oh. Shit. Then it sounds like you just saved my ass. Thanks. I was merely doing my duty to protect the ship. No. You're always the one doing all the work to keep the ship safe. Once again, I nearly fell for another prototype trap. If it weren't for you, the mission would most likely have failed. Honestly, I'm disappointed in myself. Nothing new to me. Lately, it feels like I've been failing as the ship's captain. Lately, huh? In contrast to her usual angry demeanor, Ava smiled gently. Dumbass. Please do not carry the burden by yourself, idiot. Remember that I am by your side as well, fucktard. Yeah, thanks for having me at my back all the time. I guess not the ship's captain anymore. Then, you're welcome, Shields. A wild adventure to save the day once more, just like old times. Hello, where were you hiding? Just then a certain pink-haired ditz poked her head out from the front of the escape pod as well. Tee-hee-hee, looks like you made it out of the brig alive, Captain. Claude! Damn it, where'd you vanish to? Remember, I can't be put in a situation where I'll be forced to use my powers. When the Marines appeared, I activated my convenient cloaking device and temporarily fell back. It's more fun for me if you figure things out yourself, Captain. Also, it's safe for the space-time continuum, too. Teehee, please treat me like a normal girl. Using my powers to get out of this mess is strictly forbidden. Damn it, Claude, I bet she has some trick up her sleeve which would let us avert the massacre here and now. But I guess she's a point. Using your powers is outright dangerous considering we've learned about the laws of causality, what you've learned. For now, we're stuck with what Claude can accomplish without time powers. In any matter, the situation is as follows. We must still detain the chief engineer and warn Fontana so that we may survive the battle without her assistance. Further, now that the ship's security is on high alert, we know that the Chief can remotely shut down the ship's reactor, but he must avoid detection. No shit. The biggest question is how he will capture Chigo without also shutting the ship down. The best solution would be to invalidate the Chief's command ID. However, the only person capable of doing that is the ship's captain. Unfortunately, the new uniform I procured for you does not have the sufficient security clearance to lock the Chief out of the system. So in other words, the only person who can detain Chigo without the ship shutting down is the other Kato Shields. Correct. But he's completely convinced Chigo is on his side. Shields racked his brain for ideas. First things first, we have to warn Fontana about the virus before putting Chigo out of commission. I can still sneak into my office to send the message, but now the ship's on a high alert, that's going to be nowhere as easy as before. Judging from the fact that my security clearance has not been revoked yet, it appears that nobody has realized I set you free. I could simply try issuing an order to security to distract them. As for capturing Chigara, I almost had an option that the prior kidnapping was a bust. I could try convincing myself that Chigara is a prototype and get him to detain her, but that's a total long shot at this point. Come to think of it, there's another option. Yeah, right, that's not fucking happening. That's, no. Penny shot. We're not fucking doing that. We've already, I mean, I'm curious as to how that would go about in this variation, because last time Sola protected Asaga. Right, I'm gonna end the episode here anyway. It's gone long enough. Not killing. I'm not gonna have Asaga killed this time. Although I'm curious, so I may go back and just see how that changes later, and if it's very significant, I may record that, but that'll be after the fact. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time.